Remember, the next episode after this is already up live and available to watch now by over 4,500 incredible fans on the world's largest and highest earning anime and manga Patreon in the world. The links are in the pinned comment and description. See you there. Be gone, old god. Your reign of terror ends here, and I will never be the same. Goodbye, beerus-sama. So our story continues with a sight of the official God Killer Goku now, standing over the remaining particles of Beerus after having just Hakai'd him from existence. All while a truly confusingly smiling Whis would stand as if this was exactly what he was waiting for. As looking down at what's left of his former student, Whis would quite coldly and without emotion say, "It is done. Finally. The new god of destruction is you, Goku-san. Taken by battle to the death. An official usurpation of the throne. Nicely done." Spare me your compliments, Angel. But Goku, also looking down at what he did, would hardly feel a sense of accomplishment, as he would let out, "And so what if I am now? I may be the Destroyer by name, but you're a fool if you think I'll be one by action, let alone wear that disgraceful outfit. There will be no more heartless destruction of planets, but there will also be no bringing them back either. So what really has changed for me?" But the angel would undoubtedly see things differently, as still behind Goku, he would explain, "Well, not quite, Goku-san. Now that you are the god of destruction of this universe, and a worthy one at that, I might add, I am under your servitude as your loyal angel until your successor comes. At this moment, I have switched completely to you. Not from Beerus, of course, but from my previous god." And it would be at this point that Goku would remember exactly what had been revealed in the final moments of last chapter, as he would turn his head around and inquire, "The previous god? I caught that earlier. It seemed Beerus was unaware. Who is this other god? And why would you switch to me? How could I even trust your word?" For one, like I said, you are far more worthy of being a god than he who constantly sleeps for decades, if not hundreds of years. What else would an angel do with their time but find another god to follow? You, on the other hand, are young and active. You've shown your strength can grow immeasurably in only a day, making you the perfect student for me to teach my more advanced techniques. Techniques my father entrusted to me. And though I cannot name my previous god, rest assured, she would want my allegiance to you. But as for no bringing back destroyed planets, what else can happen is I can give you knowledge of where those 12 Dragon Balls you seek are. Whatever Beerus-sama knew, he learned from me first. And with that said, Whis would then outstretch his hand and continue. "And you are next, Goku-sama. Come, let me teach you what lies beyond even the power of destruction. Techniques mastered by the angels. The power of autonomous movement. Just say when, and whatever your wish will be my command. And Goku, looking forward, almost a little disbelieving, would mutter, "Whatever I wish is your command, huh? I guess that could only be good. In that case..." As just like that, Goku would begin ruffling in his pockets, as Whis nonchalantly would continue, "Yes, anything, Goku-sama. An angel must follow the orders of his god, or we will in fact be erased." Yeah, that sounds good. Now put this earring on and fuse with me, slave. How does he have that? Wait, his right ear! How did I not see that? As immediately, Son Goku would seemingly take advantage of this information and moment straight away, as of all things, he would bring out the infamous Black Angel Grade Potara, ordering this angel who supposedly must do whatever his destroyer says to do the unthinkable. As a truly bemused, sweating Whis would just mumble out, You can't be serious, right, Goku-sama? What good would that do? You need me to guide you, to teach you, to tell you where those 12 Dragon Balls are. How about we leave this until we find those first? But regardless of this, Goku would just walk up to Whis anyway, quickly in fact, and dangle the earring right in his face, replying, "Now why would I need you to do all that, when I could just fuse with you here and now and learn everything you know? Mastered perfectly because you've mastered them. Makes sense, right? Now follow my orders. You wouldn't want to get erased after all." Oh no, seems I may have said a little too much. Lord Beerus would have never been this quick on the ball. I suppose Lady Cronoa did say I must abide by Goku-san no matter what he asks. As completely caught off guard, Whis would now buckle under pressure. Until finally, with a big sigh, he would give in and reply, "As you wish, Goku-sama. I cannot fault your logic, but you may want to be careful with what you wish for. An angel's knowledge may be far more than you can comprehend." I'll keep that in mind. As quickly, not wasting a moment, Goku would then hand over the earring. And Whis, of course being an angel, would be familiar with exactly what to do, placing the angel-grade Black Potara onto his left ear with precision, albeit still sweating. Now that's a good boy. Don't worry, you're going to enjoy being a part of me, Whis. Just be sure to watch your back once inside. As instantly, angel or not, just like any other mortal, Whis would be pulled in with speed, torso first, straight at Goku, who would be all smiles, teeth bared, knowing exactly what would happen internally the minute they would fuse. So this is how strong Whis was. As immediately, Goku would appear now with the same white hair he was first seen with in the Ultra Vegeta story, in Hera's team, now finally explaining it. As surrounded in an MUI aura, he would immediately attain mastery of the angel techniques, but with Whis' knowledge, a lot more than just Ultra Instinct was about to hit him. But the bigger elephant in the room would be just why Goku looks only like Goku and not like Whis. What is the meaning of this? Goku-sama! As almost immediately, we would get our answer. As in a familiar scene with a plain white backdrop, Whis would bleed from the mouth profusely as just like with Vegeta, this time, the minute Whis would enter the fusion, within the mind, Goku would arrive to kill the angel there and then. His natural Ultra Instinct not able to detect a Goku with this level of power, as a grinning Goku would elaborate, "Sorry, Angel, but I'm afraid this is a little trick I learned with these earrings. I can only imagine you had no idea. In this realm within our mind, I can control almost everything, including your power level. And as long as I act fast and first, I'm able to kill you and gain all of your strength and abilities, taking over the fusion without any of your input. Now, lay to rest with the prince, dear Whis." He figured this out on his own. As Whis' last thoughts, as blood would spew from his chest, would only focus on what kind of genius this Goku must be to learn such an unknown and niche way to use the earrings to his advantage despite the millennia they had existed. Immediately falling to the ground dead, killed by his own god. The fallen angel, now on the ground, his face lifeless, as blood would leak out like a crimson river. Huh? Wait! What is this? What am I saying? But on taking over Whis completely, just as the angel had foreshadowed, there was more that Goku would gain from this than just power. A wave of knowledge that was about to overwhelm the primitive Saiyan. What is all this? 12 universes? Kronoa? Elder Gods? Seraphim? As just like that, Goku would for the first time learn of the 12 universes of the multiverse, each with a different god of destruction, them all adorned by a mysterious Dragon Ball, a grand priest with a strange set of Saiyan eyes he'd never seen before, known as the Seraphim, and at the pinnacle of all of this, a callous, grinning deity, the true former god of Whis, Elder Goddess Kronoa. So this is what Whis meant. He wasn't who I thought he was at all. As immediately, Goku would find himself overcome in a cold sweat, looking to the ground in disbelief, as unlike our Vegeta from the UV timeline, this Goku would understand every secret about Whis as he would let out. So Whis was the one who was behind all of this. The one who planned this. Planned this with that elder god, Kronoa, the goddess of time. She's creating god killers like me to be on some kind of team. What a sick joke this is. Kranoa! As suddenly looking to the heavens, Goku, almost knowing he was being watched by a higher power, would proclaim, "The jig is up! I know what you and Whis were doing, and it's not going to work here. I'm not being part of any game, and certainly nothing to do with you. Move on, and go find another God Killer. I know you're creating plenty others. Just try and make me join you, and you can bet I'll make sure you regret it!" Oh my! Well, I didn't expect this. As completely right on his hunch, rejecting the Elder God outright and spoiling her plans, Elder God Kranoa would be seen in another realm reacting with a laugh. But as she would open her eyes and reveal blood-red sclera, almost like a demon, her smile would not fade as she would continue, "Well, there's plenty more where you came from. This version of Whis made a big mistake allowing your fusion. What a worthless pawn." As she would soon accept defeat and finish, "Fine, you're far from the most entertaining anyway, Son Goku. Let's get back to my real prize. What was this God Killer called again? Ultra Vegito." And so, with this God Killer Goku free from Kranoa's watch and Whis' devious double-triple agent plans, we would now rejoin Goku in base, standing alone on Beerus' planet. As he would then begin, "So now I know exactly where these Dragon Balls are, and why there are 12. 12, because there's 12 gods of destruction, one for each of them. What a way to find out there are other universes out there. I can only imagine how strong the warriors are over there too." As continuing, he would add, "It seems these planets they own, they themselves are the Dragon Balls. Under the crust, giant Super Dragon Balls exist. What a thing to hide from me, Beerus! You damn cat!" And looking down, Goku would now know what he had to do, saying, "And these gods are not just going to hand over their planets. Of course they wouldn't. It seems they're just as bad, if not worse than Beerus as well. Heartless creatures that would erase millions on a whim. So it's settled then, for my friends and family, to bring you back, Vegeta, as well, to stop more innocents being erased from existence. All gods will die!" As just like that, the true serial God Killer Goku would be born, with an entirely different purpose than Ultra Vegito, one born not from revenge, but just for his family and justice. And so it would begin, the complete slaughtering of the remaining 11 gods of destruction, each of their Dragon Ball planets taken by force each time, the first being Jin, decapitated, then Kitella, sliced down the middle, then Mule, chopped down like a tree in half. Each kill getting more and more sadistic, as naturally, God Killer Goku would get a thirst for murder, with liquor horrifically turned into a makeshift scarf and hat from his fur, and Iwan having his literal face torn off from his skull, leaving a bloody skeleton on show. Elise falling next, erased on the spot, her children spared this time, while Arak would be left dead, his head skewered through a spike, as an unimpressed Goku would just sit in the background commenting, "What a disappointment. You guys should just give me the Dragon Balls at this point." "You! Beerus! Where are you? This being is from your universe! No! Wait!" As even Beerus's brother, Champa, would be left with a hole in his chest in disbelief at what Beerus could have let rise in his universe, where he was supposed to keep watch, while the clown god Belmod, slated to be one of the strongest, a former Pride Trooper, could do nothing but run in fear as blood would burst from a severed arm and leg. And finally, Sidra would fall too, to a gigantic Hakai, ripping apart half his body, while Rumshi would receive an energy bullet straight to the temple, dead on the spot, as a smiling Goku would twerp. "I've never killed an elephant before. I hear they call this hunting back on Earth." But each of these killings would be far from mindless, as every time Goku would face a destroyer, just like with Beerus, he would announce that he was fighting to take the throne of the God of Destruction away from them, and as such would gain loyalty from each of their angels. And so, Goku, just like with Whis, would offer the Black Angel Grade Potara to them one by one. And of course, though with some pushback, they would eventually succumb nervously and... just like that, God Killer Goku, ironically now the God of Destruction of all 12 universes, would then fuse with all 11 of the other remaining angels, taking their far superior powers as opposed to the gods themselves. Each flung straight at Goku by force, each would inevitably become one with the Saiyan. My eyes! But much like when he first fused with Whis, it would seem, on the very moment Goku would fuse with the final and 12th angel, he would be under strain, falling to the ground by his knees, immediately grabbing at his head. Just how many secrets were all these angels hiding? So this is the Grand Priest's secret technique. But soon transitioning to a laugh like a real sadist, Goku would begin to enjoy the pain, it would seem. Until... So this is the power of the Seraphim! As just like that, early, far earlier than he should have, Goku would unlock mastery of the Saiyan Seraphim eyes, instantly boosted to a level that would completely demolish his next challenge. As of course, before Goku could even find time to figure out how to bring together all 12 planets, aka all 12 Dragon Balls, he would be confronted by all 5 members of the 5 strongest, the first being Guts, brutally finished. The second, Madara, having his genjutsu utterly obliterated, not able to work on a mind like Goku's. The third, Yamoshi too, meeting his match in a Saiyan greater than him. And even the Blood Angel Makoto would be nothing when the Seraphim Saiyan would approach. But in all these battles, Goku would not be forgetting about the Black Potara earrings, getting stronger each time. Get in, kid. You wanted to fight. Now face the consequences. Until finally, even the first, Light, would lose to the power of God Killer Goku. No extra training arc needed, just pure Seraphim mastery. As the Saiyan would hand over one more time the earring to the bemused child. What's happening? And yet again, taking power in his own way, the 5 strongest would also become one with Goku, all fusing with him, gaining an even greater power boost than you would expect from just a Buu absorption or other form of joining. The time has finally come. We'll finally all be back together. But with all distractions now done, Goku would be left standing alone in the middle of this last battlefield. A new man with countless warriors and angels within him now. And with no more left to do, he would shoot up into the sky, going further and further, knowing entirely what to do next. Until he would finally reach into space far above the planet's atmosphere. And once above, extending his arms out fully, Goku would visualize in his mind the location of every single planet of the destroyers, internally saying to himself, so, under all of these are Super Dragon Balls. To think the destroyers would hide even this from the mortals. One wish is all I need. I just need to bring them together. How oddly poetic. I'll need to destroy their own planets in order to do so. And so, just like that, as Goku had prophesized, with insane amalgamation of knowledge from all the angels and gods he'd fused with, each and every planet would begin crumbling apart like a Kinder Egg to reveal a shiny yellow prize. The prize being a gigantic Super Dragon Ball the size of a planet and numbered from 1 through 12. And before long, with Goku's mind alone, he would be able to bring them all together in the distance. Still hundreds of thousands of meters apart, however, until... now combine! Closing his fists and swinging his arms inwards, he would bring them into a more organized formation, more reminiscent of what he was used to on Earth. Perfect! It's amazing how things are going just as I imagined. And soon enough, all together, Goku would get close, and already they would begin glowing as if the Dragon Balls could sense they were near their brethren. And with them together, Goku would let out, alright, Shenron, Dragon, whoever you are, come forth! But after some time would pass, nothing would actually happen. Nothing like what he'd experienced on Earth. Huh? What's going on? Don't tell me I need a Namekian to make this work! not a Namekian, but you do need one Grand Priest. As suddenly, Goku's thoughts would be interrupted by a regal voice, as in the distance, two figures would majestically appear. Wow! As they would be revealed to be none other than the Omni King Zeno and Dai the Grand Priest, as Dai would then elaborate. The only way to activate such a dragon is with the language of the elite gods, something you could never know. Not even Zeno-sama here has tried to learn it. Only I do. So I'm afraid, whatever this is, it ends here. Language of the water! If that's the case, then that just means you die too! This angry response immediately surprising the overconfident Grand Priest, who in this timeline had not been watching over what Goku had been doing, just questioning to himself, this mortal, how did he access the 12 Dragon Balls? And why does he talk with such confidence? But the Grand Priest would soon find out when inevitably they would begin fighting that this was no ordinary mortal. As when Goku would transform and they would begin clashing equally. How dare you! Dai would eventually transform himself, revealing his completed Seraphim. Getting the upper hand briefly, and with no Whis working from the demon realm, there would be no Lucif interfering here either. Beam clashes after beam clashes. Die! Goku! Screaming each other's names as they would rush in at each other. A flurry of their two-colored auras being seen painting the cosmos, all as Zeno would watch. But eventually, Goku would ascend, and exactly in the same way Vegeta did, finally unlocking the Green Seraphim. Ooh, green? I love it! Even impressing the childlike Zeno. Eventually landing a perfect strike in the gut of Dai. Now put this on, fool! Until ultimately overpowering the literal Grand Priest, and before finishing him, placing the Black Patara on his ear too. Ultimately completing his final fusion, and with the strongest of angels, their father himself. And with the battle finished, and no need to even attack Zeno, who mysteriously in this timeline would have no guards anyway, Goku would approach the 12 Super Dragon Balls, and armed with the knowledge of the gods, would let out in the language of the elite gods, "Come forth, dragon!" And just like that, the great dragon, created by Zalama, would arise, the size of a solar system, as staring straight at Goku, it would not say a word, and wait to be commanded. I did it! I really did it! Vegeta, you were right after all, but I always knew we could have both revenge and bring everyone back. You'll have to forgive me. I'll see you soon. As smiling away, Goku would know his story had finally come to an end. All the struggle now worth it, as he would then yell out, "Grant me my wish! Bring back all the planets and mortals destroyed by the gods of destruction!" But unbelievably, the minute he would make this wish, there would be no eye glow, no confirmation of "your wish has been granted." None of that, just an explosion of the dragon itself. Its gold particles just floating past Goku's confused face as he would wonder if this was supposed to happen or... Wait, what's that? But when Goku would look up where the dragon used to be, a lone black silhouette would appear, and just his sight alone would set alarm bells ringing that perhaps things did not go as he wanted. Wow! Another god killer! And it's a Saiyan again? What is wrong with you people? I'm afraid the only way your family is coming back now is if you do a favor for me first. The least you can do, considering I made you. As unbelievably, in a shock final scene for the God Killer Goku, Elder God Hera would reveal himself. The creator of the multiverse that Ultra Vegeta, God Killer Goku, and all the warriors of every other timeline would come from, leaving our hero Goku puzzled to say the least, staring back finally at a foe he simply could never beat, but only follow. But that was it for today's video, guys, and if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag Omni in the comments down below and let me know just who is this character on screen. Or just find out what happens right now on my Patreon, where you can see the full next video, fully voice acted, soundtracked and edited for you to enjoy with over 4,500 plus other fans, as well as getting access to 250 plus other fan mangas too. It's the deal of the century.